Okay, Mr. Waldman, I have a couple questions for you if you don't mind. You testified on direct that when you saw Mr. Ramirez get out of his vehicle, he had a knife in his hand,
That's right.
and that the knife was in his right hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that Mr. Ramirez stabbed your partner using his right hand.
Yes.
Are you aware that Mr. Ramirez does most things left-handed?
I only know what I saw.
You testified that Mr. Well, actually, let me show this to you real quick. So this is what you testified was the knife that Mr. Ramirez used.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, you can hang on to that for a second. But you and your partner were both wearing plain clothes when this happened?
Mm-hmm.
Some type of jacket t-shirt combination?
Right.
Okay, and do you think it's possible if someone were to stab somebody and they were wearing that type of clothes that it would tear the clothing, or that, well, I'll break up the question. Do you think it would tear the clothing if someone was stabbed with that knife?
If they went through the clothing, yes.
Do you think it's possible that some of the blood from a stab wound would come back out onto the clothing at some point?
It might, depending on how quickly or slowly he withdrew that knife.
Okay, and the clothes that your partner were wearing, when was the last time that you saw those?
It would have been that night.
And those are not in evidence in the courtroom today?
Not that I know of.
Okay, and this knife, as far as you're aware, they never found any fingerprints that match Mr. Ramirez.
I didn't see that on the forensics report.
And they, not only do we not have the shirt and jacket with any blood on it, but this knife doesn't have any blood that was found on it. You said that when you came around the back of your patrol car and you shot Mr. Ramirez in his back, that your partner would have been on the far side of Mr. Ramirez. So you actually would have been shooting from a position where you possibly could have shot your partner if you missed, or if the bullet had gone through Mr. Ramirez.
Well, my partner was flat on the ground.
But it's possible you could have made a shot that would have hit your partner.
Possible, but more likely to hit the vehicle.
After you shot Mr. Ramirez, I believe that you said you called for medical help.
Yes,
And when you called for medical help, did you give the wrong street address?
I did.
How long did that delay medical attention from coming?
It was maybe 5 minutes. It was just around Cross Street, close by.
So you had two people that were injured that waited an additional 5 minutes because of that?
Yes,
And that would have put you in a position where you were one of the few people that actually could have observed the knife at that time for the duration until medical help arrived.
yes.
Nobody showed up before medical attention got there? No further questions.